Today on Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Jetboil Flash. Before we do that though, do us a favor, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell, give us a thumbs up if you like what we do, comment below if you have a Jetboil or if you have any other questions about it. All that helps us out a ton, helps YouTube push us to the front of the line so more people can see our videos and hopefully hear about the products we want to tell you about. Okay, let's do this. Let's review the Jetboil Flash. So what is the Jetboil Flash? Well, the whole point of this thing is that it's compact and it's going to boil water really fast. Why is that important? Why would you want one of these, and should you buy this thing? A friend of ours actually bought this for my husband a couple years ago. He was doing a backcountry elk hunting trip. So he used it then, and then we've used it several times on a couple of backpacking trips. So I want to share with you how it's done for us, what we think about it, and let you know if maybe you should get one for yourself. As we always do on Review This Thing, we want to cover the facts. The first is fit. It sits about 7 inches tall. The diameter is right at about 4 inches. So you can see space-wise, it isn't super large. All of the things that you need are included in it. So it comes with this handy dandy lid. Included in it too is the base. It also fits your little fuel canister in there, and then it has a stand for your fuel canister so it doesn't tip over. And then it also comes with this measuring cup that attaches and keeps the bottom protected as well. Altogether, it weighs 13 ounces. I weighed this one with the fuel canister and it weighed at just over a pound. So not real big and not real heavy. With our backpacking trips, this has been huge. Just being able to cook warm food, have coffee, and those sorts of things in an easy to carry, lightweight way. The cup inside here is 1 liter. Most of the dehydrated meals that we've used call for 1 cup to 2 cups of water, and with this being a 1 liter, that's easy enough for us to boil enough water for both of us to be able to cook our meals and give them time to sit so that we're not having to boil water again. All of that being said, with the size and the weight of the Jetboil itself, as well as just fitting the needs for my husband and myself, because of all of those things, we're going to have to give the Jetboil Flash a 5 out of 5 for fit. Okay, now is the Jetboil as advertised. So one of the big things that they advertise is that it will boil water in 100 seconds. We're going to test that and see how long it really does take to boil the water. It's advertised to have a convenient and reliable igniter. The igniter works really quickly. You generally don't have to hit it multiple times like you maybe do on like a propane grill or a heater or other gas-powered things. It has a thermochromatic color change indicator, and basically what happens is whenever the water gets hotter or boiling, then this image here turns red. As you can see, it is red right this moment because I just boiled water. So that's why that's still red, and that's showing you that the water is still also really hot. And it's advertised to be a compact way to make it easy to cook food, prepare food when you're out backpacking, hiking, things like that. Because of that, the igniter works great. The indicator is great and works the way that it's supposed to, and because the water boils really, really fast, I'm going to have to say, is the Jetboil as advertised? Absolutely 5 out of 5. Okay, now let's talk about construction and durability. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to put it together, show you how to turn it on, show you how to make it work. So this is just the handy dandy little stand that you can put on your canister. You don't have to use it, but especially if you're on some uneven ground, it just makes it a lot more stable. You don't have to worry about your Jetboil tipping over and catching anything on fire. So you get it in the little stand like so. Then your canister, make sure you take that little piece there and you flip it out of the way. That's going to help with your ignition, but make sure it's out of the way before you screw the canister on. You're just going to take your canister and just screw it on. And then you take your Jetboil. You can see the little dots where it goes. Line it up, slide it down, and then turn it so it locks in place. Now that we're getting ready to ignite it, what you're going to do, there is a button right there that is your igniting button. There is also a dial here that helps turn the gasoline on. Now, one thing you're going to want to make sure of is as you're igniting it, the flame will come it'll poof out this way. So make sure you're not standing over it. You don't want your hands near that whenever you're getting ready to start it. So you turn the dial to the plus until you can hear it letting some of the gas out. And there you go. And now once you have your water boiling the way you want it, then you can just turn the gas off. Then you can turn your cup, pull it off, and you can just pour it, directly into your measuring cup, or you can pour it into your meal and stir it up, make your coffee, whatever you want to do, and you're ready to go. So we love the construction, the design of this. We love that everything is self-contained, so it's not like you have to carry around multiple things. It also has a neoprene sleeve around it, which helps keep you from getting burned whenever you hold it, but also just keeps the heat within it as well. As far as durability, we've taken it on several trips and had it in a pack with other things and used it, put it back up, and so far it's done really well. We haven't had any troubles with anything, the igniter not working or with damaging anything on the Jetboil itself, and so we've been really happy with the construction and the durability. So because of that, I'm going to have to give construction and durability a 5 out of 5. Okay, now on to testimonials and reviews. We always like to look at multiple sites where you can purchase these items and read the reviews, get an average of what people are saying, but also let you know what the ones and twos are. What is it that people absolutely dislike about this item? One of the things people said is that the handle melted off. We've used this several times. The handle's still there. I'm sure some people had problems because I saw the pictures. They also said the neoprene melted off. I'm not sure what would cause that, but thankfully we haven't had that issue. Several people said their igniter wouldn't work. You saw that ours works just fine, and we've had it for at least 2 years and it's never stopped working. Some people said the coating on the inside wore off after, well, it said 80 to 100 uses, but we probably haven't used it that many times. But you can see the coating is still just fine. But thankfully, we don't have that issue at all. A couple people said theirs stopped working after a year or two. Thankfully, again, and it could be they used theirs way more than we did, but we haven't had that issue. And then some people just had trouble finding these smaller fuel canisters. That's not really Jetboil's fault. There are some little bit larger ones that you could use as well. One thing to keep in mind, if you're flying and you're carrying this with you, you won't be able to fly with the canister. So you'll just need to leave that out. And then when you get where you're going, make sure you stop and buy a few of those canisters for your trip. But as always, on the testimonials and reviews section, we tell you what we found. So for testimonials and reviews, the Jetboil Flash is going to get a 4.76 out of 5. Okay, now for the whole reason you're here. Should you buy this thing? As always, it depends on what it is you're looking for. If you're looking for a small, lightweight, self-contained way to boil water very quickly, then absolutely this is what you're looking for. If you aren't going to have electricity, so you can't, plug in a coffee pot, or you're not going to have access to a big fire, or you don't want to carry pots and pans and things like that, then 100% this is one of the best ways you're going to find to have warm food while you're backpacking or something like that. If you want to have a big cooking setup and you want pots and pans and you want a grill, then obviously no, this is not what you want. But to meet the needs that we had, this was absolutely perfect. We do have a link below to the Jetboil Flash, the Amazon link in the description. It usually runs around $110, give or take, depending on where you purchase it. That to me is a small price to pay to, number one, be able to have some coffee before you get started in the morning on your backcountry day, but also to be able to have a hot meal after a long day of hiking or kayaking or whatever you're doing. But so far, we've absolutely loved it. We haven't had any trouble with it. It's done great for us. We've loved having it the times that we've been able to use it. So because of that, we're gonna have to give, should you buy this thing, absolutely 100% a 5 out of 5. Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you have a Jetboil, please comment below and let us know what you think about it. While you're here, please remember to subscribe, watch a few more of our videos, and also give us a thumbs up, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Facebook.